Good morning. Hi. Hello. I will have you know, on my clock, it is 9 o'clock on the dot. I am not late. YouTube just likes to put the waiting for Hazelnutty Games thing up like a minute and a half early. And maybe I want to go live at exactly 9. I don't know. Also, am I muted? No, I'm not. Good. Good first step. Hey, guys. What's up? How you doing? Hey everybody, hello! So, welcome to Tuesday mount runs. I'm gonna log in one of these characters that's there already, or at least that can get there really quickly, so we can just snap out one of these Zul Gurub runs early, and then we can get in the priest and check out the Mythic cache. And basically the agenda for today, in case you've missed the last 89 Tuesdays, is we're just gonna do Zul Gurub mount runs, and there's a raptor in there that I could get. Will I get it? I mean, history says no, but it could happen. It could be a thing. So, no, this is my bank alt. This is not what we're doing. I can pick up my C stock gold. Hang on. This is the wrong screen. This is the one. We can flip back over and, tour the current aquarium digs on the camera after we've at least got the cooldown rolling for the 10 instances per hour. Good luck on Mount. Thanks, Colin. Good morning. Is that Bill? Finally get to catch you live. Welcome, everybody. How you doing this morning? I am... What's a good adjective? I'm good. I'm good. I'm having a great morning. It was a gorgeous walk this morning. It's, really sunny, but misty. And I was early enough that the sun hadn't burned off all the mist yet. So you get, these sunbeam effects as they highlight, the low fog over, the field that I was walking around. It was awesome. There was birds, and there's bunnies, and there's ducks, and it's just a real fantasy wonderland out here. And now I got a cup of tea, and I got a cat in my lap, and you can see, one cat ear. It's twitching. Yeah. I'll stop poking it. Okay, minimize this. Do I need headphones? Do we have game sound on? We don't have any game sound on. We don't usually, really. Sometimes I try. Let's see. Actually, I don't need to put them on. I can just have them on my desk and get some of this Zul Gurub music going. Close enough. Awake during streams? Welcome to the world of the conscious. I hope it's just as good for you as being asleep is, because sometimes I can't decide. You know, there's people say, you get these years, X amount of time to live, but it's so sad that we spend so much of it asleep. And I'm not convinced that that's sad at all, because I greatly enjoy being asleep, and I don't know if I would want to do it any less. Although, if I did it too much more, then I really wouldn't be living my life. Sometimes I look at my cat, and she's just asleep all the time. Cats sleep a ton. And I wonder if that's how she wants to live her life, or if she would prefer to experience more of it. She's an inside cat, so there's a limited amount of things to see around here. So she's probably fine having a good dream. In Poland, we have snow today. Love misty mornings. How's Kiri Kitty? She is trying her best to go back to sleep on my lap. And I'm gonna just keep petting her so she doesn't, because then I will never, then I'll never be able to move. Ugh, cute though. Grats on the island mount. Thanks, Ezra. How was your weekend? Ooh, my weekend was nice. It was a whole day ago, so I have to really think to figure out what I did. I did a little bit of work in a video that was supposed to go out yesterday, but it's still not done yet, so probably tomorrow. I stayed in. What on earth did I do? Oh, I can tell you one thing I tried to do. I think it was Sunday night. I got into my head that I wanted to make pasta, from scratch. I was like, you know what? It can't be that hard. I want to try it. I have this different sauce, and I'm not gonna like it if I just put it on cheap dry pasta noodles. So I'm just gonna, it can't be that hard. People have been doing it for a jillion years, probably. I don't know. So I don't have a pasta press, but I figure, they didn't have those in wherever pasta was invented. So I have a rolling pin. I'll figure it out. And I mix it up, and I knead it, which was difficult. And then I let it rest, and that was a good idea, because then by the time it actually got to rolling out, it had the right sort of stretchy consistency. So we were off to a good start, but then I couldn't roll it. I thought I had rolled it thin enough. I rolled it until it looked like a pretty thin noodle. I rolled it as thin as I could get it until I didn't feel like rolling anymore, which took not all that much time, but anyways. And I cut it into noodles, but then when I cooked them, they got real thick again. So they were like udon noodle thickness, and they were yummy, but they weren't right. I see now why people have pasta rollers, because it's hard to do by hand. I don't have all the Pandaria raid pets yet. I'm missing like 2 or 3. I'm determined to see them all drop for myself, so I've been specifically not buying them and not accepting any. And I've been running it just on my priest. I haven't used any alts, but I did do it on LFR and heroic for a couple weeks now. So we got a couple more. Hate snow and love hot temperatures, so it sucks. Aw. My least favorite class? For a very brief moment, I thought you were asking me about school, despite the fact that it's been a long time since I've been in school. Least favorite's probably either like a Demon Hunter, because I don't have one of those, that's probably fair, or Death Knight, because I have one and I don't know what it does. And it's not a knock against those classes, I'm just not a melee person. Time to enjoy this as part of my morning routine. Get my coffee and my Zip Fizz in my breakfast. What is Zip Fizz? Is it like an energy drink? Is it like a supplement? Is it like a spin class? I don't understand. Yeah, what's up, Kai? A cat level sleeper, and I'm quite happy about it. If you're healthy and you're not, you know, running out of time to do things that need to be done, I don't see why not. Take naps. Okay. So, this is my priest. I have pet charms in the mail because I did some pet dailies this morning on my alts. And then we're gonna check our Mythic cache. I did a so last week was the Siege of Borealis 11 that was happening right in the middle of the Seoul versus New York game of Overwatch League. Oh, in here, having a moment. So I did a Siege of Borealis 11, so we have that cache to look forward to. Couldn't you just do it the finger throwing way like the Chinese do it? Pasta? I think we're talking about different noodles. Alright. Drum roll. I got an Ouroboreal sash. So it's 410. It has nice stats. They're not quite as nice as my current stats, but they're close, and it's like 5 item levels up. I'll probably wear that. I don't see why not. I'm starting to get to the point with my Mythic caches that there's like, I could really use, like, I would dig a better trinket, especially if I can get like an Ignition Mage's Fuse or something. But outside of that, I'm kind of good. I should probably just give it a rest with Mythic Plus for at least a little bit. I mean, I know I could use better Azurite gear, but it's, I mean, like, it's fine. We're not even raiding anymore. We are finished with our Battle of Azar lore farm. We finished it a little early because nobody was really having fun. Like, we had fun clearing the raid. It was a great raid, but for whatever reason, farm was just rough for us this time around, so we're not really raiding, so I'm just kind of hanging out and doing other, like, catching up on other stuff. So I don't really need to be doing my Mythic anymore. Caroline Rose, thanks for the super chat. What mount is your priest riding? Is that a bat? That is a bat. That is the Blood-Gorged Hunter. I am very excited about it. It dropped out of an island expedition for me last week. And they're not all that common, so I was real jazzed. Okay, we're heading over to Zul Gurub. Also, oh, it's so beautiful. It occurred to me that the weekly, or not the weekly, the 10 instances per hour instance entering lockout is server specific. So when I log on to like my other characters to try for world boss mounts or whatever, I can run ZG on them. I have a couple of characters that are not on Lightbringer that I could use for that. So like while we're waiting for the hour cooldown to expire, I could use my Thrall Druid, I could use my Mount Farming Mage. I could do a couple more. Hello Hazel and Chats up, Peppers. Did they stop giving armor for the World Quest rewards? All I see is 1500 Azurite. No, I got, yesterday, I got on my brand new shiny young, what am I saying? Nightborn Mage. She's 120 now. And I got a piece of Azurite armor, a 340 Azurite armor. So it could still happen. It's just luck of the emissary draw. But yeah, she got a 340 piece. I was very glad it was not the one piece I already had, because I'm kind of in that like catch-up gearing stage of her now. She dinged 120 last night, and now I'm trying to decide, Because, like, the reason I leveled her first was so I could unlock Zandalari, but I don't know if I want to do all of that right now. I'm kind of in a leveling all of my alts kick, and I should probably just move on to, like, it's leveled now. I can move on to something else. I can kind of, like, hang out. She doesn't really need any more gear. She only needs to do questing stuff. I'm certainly not trying to, like, raid or anything. But she could use, like, a little bit more, I don't know. I haven't done a single Mythic Plus this expansion. Oh, it is fun. They are really good. They are good. Please do your homework and go to classes. There will always be VoDs for later. Thanks to you, I have a Shadow Priest gnome who is named Candle. Glad I got that name. Like to see which names we can get that are single words. It's impressive that you can still get single word names like that. I've never thought to really try. I guess because I always assumed that they'd just be all taken, but that's a good one. Working through lunch. Nice to have the stream on my third screen. World of mounts. There are a startling amount of mounts, although there are more pets. But I feel like mount collecting is just more attractive to most people than pet collecting, so you end up with a lot more people doing their mount runs. Mythic Plus is just not interesting to me. There's a lot of things I don't do that I could be doing. I think it's unrealistic to expect yourself to do everything in the game. There's so much stuff in this game that if you try and be competitive at all of it, you're just gonna, I mean, you could do it. Some people do, but those people have a lot of time. Going for it. What server is your mage on? I have mages on this server, and I have mages on another server. This server is Lightbringer. Do I sound weird? I hope not. Have you seen that High Mountain Archaeology mount? Yeah! Flying ghost moose. So did we get it? We did not. I'm assuming that my rarity is going to yell at me, because I'm barely even looking anymore when I loot it, just because I don't really expect it. Okay, so we're getting out of here. And then my druid, she has a... Actually, do I have a PvP cache? I don't know if I PvP'd enough last week. I might not have. I might not have a cache. I used to stream on Twitch. I streamed on Twitch for a couple of years, and now I stream here. Hey Hazel, how was your weekend? Seb Gavin, weekend was good. I got the name Good on my rogue with no characters. I was so happy. Still trying to get Goldmane's Reigns. I'm happy that I have another 120 because it's nice for farming pet charms, but it's also nice for Arathi and Darkshore rares trying for the mounts, because those are like a pretty reasonably good drop rate. So if you have just like an extra character or two that you can go kill, like for example for me, I still need Skull Ripper, so every character that I can take through Skull Ripper, you know, helps, or will once it drops. Got Oak for my Culturan Druid. Needless to say, he's a professor, of course. I got my second island mount, but it's an underwater only mount. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer. That sucks a little bit. I wish they would at least buff the swim speed on this. I would be much more thrilled about my underwater mounts if they were as fast. They don't even need to be faster, but like as fast as the Underlight Angler. And that still doesn't even make them better than the Underlight Angler, because the Underlight Angler still allows you to underwater breathe, but it would be nice. I'm just gonna check to see if I have a cache. Also, I can't get through that door. I also still have not fixed her hair since the Trial of Style, but I kind of like the silver ponytail. I'm kind of digging this, so I'll leave it for a little bit. Do I have a cache? No. I did not cap last week. My bad. Yeah. Oh well. Let's go CG. Shaman's still level like 35, something like that. I think she's probably going to be the next character that I level, I think. Main focus is unlocking Dodger, which means PvP pet battles. I think I've decided to just not even worry about Ollie and Dodger, because they don't even offer all of the cross-faction pets, and it's just easier to have an alt that is Horde for me. That's just faster. You can just have a Horde alt and then do like a couple of quests and get all the stuff. It just seems not worth it. Where am I going? Stormwind and then pour into the Blasted Lance. Good luck today. My mount runs went well last week. Ravenlord and Twilight Drake both dropped. Congrats, David. Never liked Mythic Plus. I've not done them in BFA. There's no need if it's not something you're into. I myself have not done LFR since probably like Legion, when I was farming Il'gynoth in the first tier. I mean, I may have done it once or twice since then, but the last time I like actually made a point of doing LFR was farming Il'gynoth for my Shadow Priest hidden weapon appearance. Haven't really done it since. I keep telling myself I'm gonna. It's a good idea. I know the fights. I can contribute and make things go, well, help things go more smoothly. It would be fine, but hard to get myself to actually sit down and do it. I never thought I'd catch you live. Welcome to the Otaku House. I don't have the Frightened Kodo. I don't even look for it. It's one of those, because it's one of those mounts that you have to compete against other people for, I'm scared of it and don't want to try. I don't want the awkwardness of trying to get something before somebody else that is also trying to get it. I would rather just have something drop that doesn't involve somebody else being really disappointed. Even, like, I know that's not always how it's going to work. Maybe you just find it up and there's just nobody around, but odds aren't good. I always love spending my lunch break watching Hazel. Sup, Softy? How you been? Appreciate the follow Friday hit me up with the other this week. Starting my Zandalari Druid right now. Nice. I know my Druid alt, my Zandalari alt, when I finally get around to making one, is going to be a Druid. As evidenced by the fact that I keep calling it my Zandalari Druid. But they look so... I love the cloth set. I love the leveling Zandalari cloth set. I was wearing it on my mage. I thought I was going to wear my heritage armor forever, but she just, you know, she was like in troll land doing troll things in the jungle. I figured I should get her a jungly outfit. And it just looks so good that I feel like a Zandalari troll clothy, like a Shadow Priest or a mage, or a Warlock if they could be those, but they can't, so whatever. But I don't need any more priests. I'm good. They just look so cool. What reasons are to do LFR? Currently, you could be running the final wing of LFR to get an extra chance for Gmod, the Gmod mount off of Jaina. And then there's, you know, transmog. Maybe you like the LFR recolor of the tier set, you know, the current raid set. Or maybe you just want to collect all of the raid sets, so you want to do LFR to get those colors. Maybe you just want extra chances at Warforged or Titanforge gear. Or maybe you have an alt that just needs gear in general. And it's a good place to get that while practicing the fights. There's good reasons to do it. They're just not compelling enough for me to want to actually subject myself to LFR. Today's tea, this is just a English breakfast black tea. It is not expensive and brewed pretty strong because it is first thing in the morning for me. Well, I mean, relatively first thing in the morning. I get up a little earlier so I can take my dog for a walk, which I shouldn't say too loud because then he might get excited for another one. Back for a month or so, doing well, thanks. Gonna do Zandalari Priest as well. Zandalari Shadow Priest just seems like the thing. It's like, I feel like if they were allowed to be Warlocks, I would prefer a Warlock to a Shadow Priest for Zandalari, but they're just, they just look so good in cloth. Certainly haven't had a need to do LFR this X-Pack. Forever Alliance, but I really want a Zandalari Druid. They've given us lots of great excuses to have just like even one or two alts on the opposite faction. Like, I'm not telling myself that I'm going to really play much of my Horde characters, but I'm certainly going to at least unlock them and then do the war campaign and stuff, because I want the 2 sides to every coin achievement. I want the Bloodflank Charger and the Ironclad, what is it? Ironclad Warwolf? Is that what it's called? Ironclad Frostclaw, pardon me. I want that mount. If I want that mount, I'm going to have to play some Horde. Okay, so that was no mount. Let's go home and try again. Not good at typing and eating bagel at the same time. What kind of bagel do you like? We used to get them from Costco because around here, I don't know if this is Costco's everywhere, but at least in Portland, Costco carries Einstein Brothers bagels, which is like a tasty brand of bagels. And I like the everything bagels, but we don't really get them as much because I know that it's just not great for me. Now, I did that character already. Yeah. Here we go. It's just like a ton of carbs, and I don't think that I'm intolerant or anything, but I do get like kind of food coma-y. I get real sleepy for like 4 hours after eating something like that, so I try to avoid it, especially on like weekdays. But on a weekend, sometimes I want a good bagel. So that was one thing we did, is on Saturday or Sunday, we just went out to buy a bagel at a bagel place because I just woke up and I was like, I would love to have a bagel. ZG. Let's go. I want to take the port to Karazhan and it's not there anymore. Stormwind. Actually, no, I don't need to go to Stormwind. These all have Hearthstone set to Fort Livingston. What am I doing? I like to watch a Twitch stream of someone watching Hazel on a YouTube stream. Is that a thing? Doubt the Loa would approve of Warlocks. Yeah, but, you know, Darkspear trolls are not like averse to Loa, and they're allowed to be warlocks. And then, you know, sometimes times change. Night elves were all like, magic is awful, and that was like a core part of their identity, and then they were like, well, never mind. And that is the story of Cataclysm. That's the lore. Thanks for the entertainment at work. What's my favorite druid race? I need to play one a little bit, but I think it's going to be a Zandalari troll. I think that's going to be my new favorite druid race, but I don't have one yet, so maybe I'll play one and I'll realize I just like don't care for the animations or something. But yeah, love Einstein's bagels. We have one on campus. They're really good. They're quite nice. And once you've had like a good bagel, the bad ones just aren't good. Like if it's like a pre-bagged one that's just, you know, a really cheap grocery store one that they didn't even make there, they're just not worth it. Like, why even eat that? Eat something else, or just like wait until you can eat something better. I don't know. Inferior bagels upset me. The only real bagels left are made in Montreal. Miss being able to watch your streams. Keep getting night shifts. That is that's a rough shift. I get my Zip Fizz from Costco. Tastes like a creamsicle. I still don't know what it is. Bagels are a good breakfast food if you also want to take a nap later. My best naps are carb naps. I feel you on that. I can really dig a good, like, weekend morning bagel with, like, a good strong cup of tea. You know, you sit and you play WoW with that for a little bit, and then I do something that's, like, not work, but, like, a little bit of energy expended. Like, I'll clean the apartment, or I'll clean all the aquariums, or I'll, like, take the dog for a good long walk. And by that time, it's, like, 1 or 2, and I'm just ready for, like, a really good nap. I'm a big fan of like a good Saturday afternoon nap. That's the one time of the week that I will not prevent my, like, if I want a nap and it's a Saturday afternoon, it's happening. They are sacred, and I often say no to myself, but not for that one. Saturday afternoons are nap time. I love the Zandalari Druid animations. Price for a budget microphone depends on what your budget is. Depends on your budget. If you can afford a Yeti, that's the starting point that I started with. Below that, the Snowball should also do well for you. The key thing is just to get it off the desk if you can, because your vibrations coming through your keyboard are going to dirty up the sound. So you're better off to have like a $30 mic on a boom stand or on an arm stand rather than a $100 mic that's just like sitting on your desk, I think. I might be wrong. I'm not an audio expert. Okay, so that was no mount. Let's try again. See what else we got. Dave's Killer Bread Bagels. Oh, I haven't tried their bagels. I have their bread now. I'm not happy about it. Like, it's great bread. I know that. Everybody around here loves it. But for some reason, I'm just really stubborn about it. Just because I prefer, like, sourdough bread. But I figured I should probably eat some more whole grains if I want to live, you know, for a long time. So I've been doing the Killer Bread in the morning with, like, an egg on it. And that's good. It's fine. They probably make great bagels. I don't know why I'm so bitter about it. It's a perfectly good brand. First time watching the live stream upside of a sick day. I hope you recover soon. Yeah, I wish the Culturan Druid was the Wicker thing too. Absolutely. Especially because Zandalari Druids got to have... Hang on, which one of these things flies? Oh yeah, this flies. Especially because Zandalari Druids, you know, their moonkin form isn't like a leather owl. Do you think they modeled one and then... Excuse you. I don't answer my phone. Do you think that they modeled a leather owl and just, like, looked at it and were like, no. No, let's not. This doesn't work. I wish they had... I wish they had done a skinnier one for the moonkin. But I'm a traitor to the owlkin heritage. I've never liked owlkin models. They're cute as NPCs, but I don't want to be one. They just feel so goofy. Welcome, Yiming Zhao. Welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Appreciate the support. Thanks for becoming a member. Whole grain is awesome. It is. I'm just cranky about it because I really like sourdough bread. I'm sure there's whole grain sourdough. That's probably like a whole other world. It tastes healthy and it tastes good, but I sound like my grandfather. Why not set your Hearthstone at Fort? I do. I do. When I'm hearthing out of here, usually I use the original hearth to set my hearthstone back to fort. Or I use the original hearth to get back to fort before the run, and then it's on cooldown. So then I just go back to Dalaran just so I can get out of here. Truckee Meadows whole wheat sourdough. Be curious if in all these runs you would have gotten the Panther if you're killing the other boss too. Maybe. Maybe. I already have it, which is why I don't do that. It would be a real bummer if I was doing it and then it dropped him like, well, that goes in the trash. New and loving the hair. Welcome, Kaluchi. Got ashes. Hang on. Let's make it up the hill first. Do you guys think I can ever have a day, and I don't think it's today because I think I've already messed this up, but do you think I can ever have a day where I make it all the way up the hill every single time without getting booped by a boulder? That would be cool. Mr. Let Me Watch a Video, thanks for the super chat. Greetings from Eugene. I want eagle mount so I can fulfill my Gandalf fantasies. That is a good one. I guess we don't have eagles. We have a lot of birds. Do we have falcons? We have the albatross. That's like almost predatory, but not quite. Also, if anybody's keeping track, that was attempt number 210 for the raptor. Oh yeah, you got Ashes of Valar, Invisible, Kara, and Rare Mount in the same month. Does this mean I'm lucky? Very. Very. Zandalari don't have color variations for all the forms. Coltaran have different colors for all the forms. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point in favor of Coltaran. They make it difficult to see what's going on in front of you. Glyph of Stars. Yeah, I've always been a Glyph of Stars. Nuts don't belong in bread. I'm kind of with you there. I also don't really like nuts in all these trial style sets. I'm just gonna leave them on. I also don't really like nuts in cookies. Like, I know people like to make chocolate chip cookies and then put walnuts in them. Not my thing. Not my favorite. Same with brownies. I would prefer a good chocolate chip cookie or a brownie without nuts. And it's not because I hate nuts. Like, if it's like an ice cream situation, you got like a chocolatey, fudgy ice cream, or even just like a regular, like a vanilla ice cream that's got like chocolate or fudge or caramel in it, and you also got nuts. Why am I still here? I logged out in the Trial of Style, and then when I logged back in, it put me into a brand new, fresh, single-player Trial of Style. Interesting. And I can't leave because I'm not in a party. I have made some mistakes. Please let me go. Oh no. Fun and flirty would have been a good theme to do when I was actually doing this, but no, we just had to get tabard time 5 times in a row. I use OBS to stream, and my camera is a Sony RX100 Mark V, but you can stream perfectly well on a webcam that costs less than $1,000. I don't know if this one's quality is even really... Your quality gets just like ruined by streaming compression anyways, so I wouldn't spend too crazy much in a camera, especially if it is just for streaming and just for like corner cam. You can see this one looks a little better once you move it into like a bigger cam screen because you get more of the couple more pixels out of it. Also, I haven't had a chance to introduce our fish cam of the day to anybody brand new. I have a pet cam that I like to move around so that I can talk to people about my fish, because that's not normally a thing that you do when you don't have people over. So anyways, today we are in the aquarium that is in my office on the back left side as you look at me. Not the beta aquarium, but the other one. And I have it up today because I added some new plants this weekend. I had ordered some and they finally got here, so I put them all in. And basically, I'm just trying to stuff that aquarium as full of plants as I can because it's having a real algae problem, and that's one way to deal with algae, is just to have lots of fast-growing plants that can outcompete it. You're going to have a much easier time with a lot of plants than you are with just like 2, because it's just easier to balance the water. So I added some Anacris in the back left. We have Ludwigia in the back middle. There is Hornwort that you cannot see in the back right because it is being obscured by a giant, massive Java fern. And then middle bottom is a lovely pygmy chainsword or narrow leaf sword, which will probably die because I don't think I can get it enough light. And I'm also not injecting CO2 into this setup, but it's a real cute plant. I hope it does well. It might live. And then there's lots of shrimp in there too, but they're too little, so you can't really see them. You can just see the white cloud mountain minnows. They have been having a time ever since I added the new plants. Like, they liked it before. They would hang out and do this, but they love these new plants. They were spawning yesterday in that Anacris that they're kind of like swimming around. And I'm very happy because I want them to make fish babies, because I've never gotten to raise fish babies before, and it looks like fun. That has been Aquarium of the Day. Jiming Wang, welcome to the Squirrel Squad. Appreciate the support. Thanks for becoming a member. Hope you enjoy your emotes. was watching one of your vids and farmed the Shaw of Anger Mount and it dropped. Well, clearly this is a sign that every time that you do any future mount run, you must always have one of my videos playing for the ultimate spice of good luck. I have cherry bobfish too. They're not actually cherry barbs. I kind of wish I had cherry barbs first. Those are White Cloud Mountain minnows. I had cherry barbs and they didn't make it. My first batch of fish all died. The tank was fully cycled. They were a little bit sick when I got them, and I was not experienced enough to nurse them to health. I tried. And instead, I got the mountain minnows instead after we lost the cherry barbs, and I'm sad about it because I really like cherry barbs and I want them, but I don't have room for them now. So if I ever get a bigger aquarium, like if I have a house and I can afford to upgrade my living room 20 gallon long into like a 55, I dearly want to put cherry barbs in it. Finally caught you live. Welcome, Zephyria. We bought ghost shrimp, but our betta killed them. Bettas are very hit and miss with shrimp. It really depends on the personality of your fish, but I would say with a betta, more often than not, your shrimp's going to have a bad time unless you have like a lot of space and a lot of cover for the shrimp. Bettas are mean. They're mean. Mine would bully a snail inside of its shell. He would just ram the shell and he would like nibble on the foot of the snail until it fell off the glass. He just would not tolerate any other living thing in his tank. Those fish look happy. I hope so. I hope so. We do try. Oh, I can see a shrimp from here. Oh, they're so cute. Because you can't go a week without getting hit. We're not starting now. You know, we're starting next week. Or never, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Got a few rares while working on my flying. Won't they eat the babies? They will. If they can catch any babies, they will snack on them. But you have so much cover in this tank. Like some of those babies may end up in that big massive moss. There's like another really big super fine leaf plant behind it. There's enough cover in the tank that chances are some of the babies will survive. Also, those minnows may be the stupidest fish that I own. They have a hard time eating dry food when it's in front of them sometimes. They're not all that bright, so I feel like they're probably they might let some shrimpies slip past them. Waiting for the mount to drop and her to not realize. It's possible because I'm not wearing headphones. So I have the headphones here, but I don't have them on. Wait, yeah, they're there. So I might miss the sound, but Rarity would make a pop-up. Like Rarity puts up a toast that says you got them out. It looks like an achievement. Yeah, it should happen. Assuming that it drops one day. Have you seen the Elders in Ulduar at the fray a bit? They drop almost 1k gold each. I don't know if I have. That sounds like a good amount of gold for a farming run. Especially if you're in there anyways for Memoron's Head or something. Got the Crag Chasm Leaper map? Congrats! How do you know the ghost shrimp are gone? Oh man. Got him. I had a couple. We tried a couple of ghost shrimp in the big tank. I figured they were big enough that my little gourami wouldn't eat them. And while that was true, they didn't get eaten by the gourami. They also didn't live in that tank. Both of them died after like a day or two of being added. The Amana shrimp didn't. The Amana shrimp is fine, but the ghost shrimp didn't do too well. And they're not intended to be incredibly hardy shrimp to begin with. But I was a little bummed. Greetings from Germany. Welcome. Gotta go. Hope you get them out. See you later. Thanks for all the guides. Not a fish start, but I love growing plants from seeds and they're finally sprouting up. I'm so excited. Congrats! That reminds me. Here, I'll read another comment or two and then I'll try and remember to come back to it. Streamers and YouTubers, when Article 13 is passed, we don't know. Because I am not based in Europe, I don't have to adjust the way I do my content. Also, the type of content I do doesn't really use third-party media. Almost all of the assets in my videos are either directly owned by Blizzard, who has a release on them, or they're things that I've created myself. I'm not putting, like, memes in my videos, if that makes any sense. So I'm less applicable to it, but that doesn't mean that it would be fine. There is a chance that if Article 13 passes, that YouTube just mass blocks Europe just anyways, just in case, which is one of the main reasons why they're fighting it so hard. So it's really hard to tell. It's unprecedented. We don't know. Scary. Next mail time video? Well, we haven't gotten any mail yet. I've checked the mail. I've checked the post office box a couple times, and no mail yet. I'm thinking of also, one of you did say you were sending a book, so I'll have to go maybe next weekend. But I was thinking of moving mail time to the live stream instead, because it just seems like it makes more sense than as a dedicated video. Like I could say ahead of time which stream it's going to be. There's still going to be a stream VOD, so you can still go see the video of the thing. But then it's just like a little. I don't have to like set up the extra mic and the extra camera and the extra lighting, and it just seems like content that matches the vibe of the stream more than the vibe of the videos that I do, if that makes any sense. I was also thinking of only doing it for the rest of the year and then maybe not doing it anymore. Not that I don't enjoy it. I just feel bad taking things when I don't really need anything, if that makes any sense. The gifts are lovely. It's a very nice thought, but it's just an odd series to do. What am I doing? I am logging onto my next character to try again. How much do you love pasta? A lot. A great deal, especially if it's like in like a really good cream sauce or like with seafood. Real good stuff. Ooh, or broccoli. I love a good like broccoli cheese pasta. Aquarius has been swimming sideways, trying to feed it a bit of mashed pea, but my betta keeps eating it. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I had a Cory that was having a hard time swimming too, and they usually, in my experience, I know you can sort out swim bladder issues, but they're often indicative of a problem that's less easy to fix. And I've lost a couple of fish that started out like that. Not trying to bum you out. That sucks. I'm sorry. Hopefully he gets better. Watching the stream and got Gmod. Congrats. PvP map progress should be account wide. Yes. My videos are the memes. My videos I feel like are pretty far from memes. I would be more talented if I could make them memeier than they already are. The vote for Article 13 was today. It passed? Ooh. I'll just have to wait and see. There's not a whole lot I can do from here. Waiting for my new desk. I'm going crazy because I can't play. I mean, you could play on the floor. It might not be great for your back. You might want to do some good stretches, but I have definitely, in times in my life when I had my computer but no furniture yet, I have absolutely played well on the floor. Hazel, how's your day been? What's up, Reese? Day's been good. Day's been good. It is a lovely, bright, sunny morning. I have had a couple of relaxing mount runs with no mount yet, but that's okay. I'm still like a little bit high from when the island mount dropped, so I'm not really expecting anything just yet. Mail time during the stream's a good idea. Do you have the Blazing Drake? I do. I have all three. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have all three of the Dragon Soul mounts. I am very gifted. I am very fortunate. I am so happy that I don't have to farm that raid anymore. Yeah, so we were talking about seeds germinating. So I've talked a little bit about how my plant phase is reigniting. I can't control my hobbies. And one of them are plants. It's been putting on a little bit of fresh growth since it got a little more attention, is I have this Adenium obesum. And it's one of the ones that I started from seed back in like 2014, 2015. And I'm glad it's doing a little bit better because it's been looking awful for ages. X Night Wolf Knight, well, thanks for the super chat. And it occurred to me that I had some care tips for them that I've completely forgotten. And I remember that I had written an article about it. So I like went and dug up my old WordPress site, which I haven't updated in years and years and years. There's like barely anything on it. But I had written an article complete with like pictures. It was like a whole blog post. One was about germinating Adenium obesum seeds, and the other one was about caring for young Adenium plants. And I read them this morning. And I don't remember, like, I remember that I wrote it. I don't remember any of the info that's in there. I had completely forgotten. And it's funny because it's actually useful to me now. And now I want to try germinating them again. I want to order some more seeds and try it again. Because they're just like a fun one to do at home. Recently found your content. Thank you and good job. Thanks, Jordan. Next run, I shall send my luck and you shall get the mount. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for the channeled luck. First time catching a stream. How are you? Subdying Rum Pirate. I am better than your name makes you sound. Although I hope you are better than your name makes you sound. Golden Bravosaur egg is, you want to take that to Johnny. Trash Loa. You want to find a trash pile. It should be like glowing because you have the Bravosaur egg on you. Talk to the trash pile and then give it to Johnny and he will spawn a chest for you after a few seconds. You can loot that and it'll give you something. there's an achievement that you get if you do all 12 of the Johnny turn-ins. Also, the Johnny trash pile should be the one near the Rabasaur eggs. I think it has to go into that specific one, not 100% sure. That's one of the things that I'm researching today. Alright, that was attempt number 213. 213. No luck. Not yet. Phillips pasta maker. Pasta in 15 minutes. I was briefly considering the KitchenAid attachments because I have a KitchenAid stand mixer. But the attachments are so expensive. If I could get the mixer, and I do have a dough hook, so I might be able to make this work. If I could get it to knead the dough and roll the pasta, it might be worth it. But I don't know. Hi, cat. Hi. She's so cute, and it's so comfy to have her on my lap, but, like, it hurts my back because I'm leaning over the cat to get to my desk. And she'll do this during the day when I'm working now. For a long time, she wouldn't. She just knew that I was getting up too many times. But more recently, she's figured out that if she asks me enough times to sit on my lap, and she does this by putting her front paws on my knee and then, like, tapping my elbow with one paw and, like, looking up with her adorable cat eyes, it's, like, impossible. If she does that enough times, she's figured out that I will let her on my lap, and then she'll just stay there. And if I get up, she'll just get right back on my lap when I get back. So it's... I can't say no. Like, I can say no 2 or 3 times, and then she, like, goes away and comes back in, like, 2 minutes and asks again. And I can't say no, like, a 4th or 5th time in a row. What if, like, our house is struck by lightning and my cat dies, and the last thing that I think about is I didn't let her on my lap when she wanted to sleep on my lap. I can't do it, so I just let her on my lap all the time. She's just, I can't say no. She's too nice. Also, we took her to the vet on the weekend. That was another thing we did. We had a vet appointment, which is always a little bit of a nightmare because the cat, very sweet cat, hates going outside, does not care for the carrier, does not like the vet. So she's, like, crying the whole way there. And we have the dog with us because you can't leave the dog alone. And the dog is crying the whole way there. And they're, like, amping each other up. And you're trying to, like, handle both distraught animals at the vet, and always a little bit stressful. But we got there, and we got everybody calmed down. We got the cat checked out because she had a swollen eye that was dripping a lot. And apparently, many cats, and our cat included, have some kind of cat herpes. I know. And one of the ways that that can flare up is with conjunctivitis, with, like, basically a viral flare-up in her eye, so like an irritated cat eye. And apparently, like 80% of cats have it. They get it from their parents, and it just flares up sometimes. And it's nothing to worry about as long as it doesn't get, like, a secondary infection, and we have some, like, antibacterial eye drops. But I'm glad that we at least know what it was, because, you know, she was just, like, dripping out of that side a lot, and she was blinking a lot, and it's like, I don't know. What happened to your eye? Because she, like, rubs her face on stuff, right? Like, a lot of cats do that, but she'll, like, walk up to our pile of recycling and just pick a piece of cardboard and start, like, rubbing her face on it, because she just loves everything, I guess. I don't know. And I was worried that she'd gotten, like, cardboard in her eye, but apparently that's not it. Okay. Cat cold sores. Have one cat with it, too. Yeah. It's not the only way that it can flare up, but apparently that's a thing. My cat has to sit in my chair with me. If I don't, she sits and cries or sleeps on my keyboard. Dog does the same thing. What mount are you going after? We are trying for the Armored Razashi Raptor off of this boss. We are solidly over 200 attempts now at a 1% drop rate boss, so we're in it now. Why can't you leave your dog alone? He has very, very bad separation anxiety, and if you leave him completely alone, he will scream until you get back, which could be hours. Like, you can leave for 5 hours, he will scream for 5 hours. And not good for the dog, and also not good for the neighbors. It will get you evicted if you let him do it enough. So we just, I work from home, and it's fine. I have found that if I leave second, and, like, later, and he's not expecting it, he's better. He's mostly just upset when my husband leaves. So I found that I can leave during the day for a bit if I need to, like, go do something. Like, pop down to, like, a hardware store, or like, for my hair appointment, for example. It's better, because I'll leave the mic on. I need a pet cam, but I'll leave the mic on so that I can check the recording when I get back and see if he was crying the whole time. But he's got some anxiety issues. We can't board him overnight either, because he just screams the entire night. The last time we tried, he came back and his voice was gone because he had just been crying. Like, he couldn't bark anymore. He tried, and it was just so sad. Okay, so that was my rogue's attempt. That was no good. You bummed me out. I'm sorry. My herbs are finally spreading. So excited. Isn't growing stuff from seeds so much fun? It just feels like magic. It feels like you're in Hogwarts and you're learning herbology with Professor Sprout. And it's just, you know, plants are great because you get to take credit for something that you didn't really do, but you kind of did it, right? You know, you enabled this plant to do this really cool thing, and it wouldn't have been able to do it without your help. So you get to take credit for it and go, yeah, I'm a wizard. That's right. Even though it's the plant doing the thing, right? Super fun. Poor pupper. Are those blue light glasses? Yeah. Yeah, they're gaming glasses, computer glasses, blue light filtering. Blue light filtering. Independence was one of the things that was removed when they shrunk Huskies down to Kleekais. I think Huskies are also susceptible to it. Joker's a special case because he was not, like, he was a puppy at the breeder with his parents for a long time. He had a heart condition, so they couldn't sell him right away. I wasn't around for any of this. I married into this dog, like, years later. But when my husband got him, he was, I think, 8 months or 9 months old and had been living with his dog parents that entire time. So it was a lot harder for him. Like, usually when a puppy's separated from their parents, it's quite young and they kind of get over it. And he got over it, but he didn't, he's never going to be quite the same. On the bright side, his heart condition hasn't been a problem at all. They were worried for a while that, like, really strenuous exercise or stress would cause him to just have some real problems, but I've been giving him a lot of like, not vigorous exercise, but we go for long walks every day, and that's really toughened him up. His heart sounded good when we were at the vet last. My dog suffers from it too, but lately he's gotten better and doesn't chew stuff as much as when he was a puppy. That's good. Cats have scent glands in their cheeks. I've heard that they're, like, marking their territory, and I've also heard they just do it to stuff they like, and then I've also heard they just do it if just, like, out of habit. My Hogwarts house is Hufflepuff. I am a Hufflepuff, and I was not happy about it when I found that out, but it's just, it is what it is. I've taken the quiz more than once, and, like, years apart, and every time I am a Hufflepuff. What do? Sometimes you're a Hufflepuff. Growing up, I always thought I would be a Ravenclaw, because as a kid, I was, like, the homework kid. I wasn't particularly brave or heroic, but dang, I can do some homework. I was a very bookish child, and I figured that would make me a Ravenclaw, but apparently I'm a Hufflepuff. Dog is the same way. I can't shut the door. We tried starting with 1 second. Yeah, no, we've tried that. We've tried a lot of stuff. Almost everything you can think of. We've tried, like, the thunder shirts. We've tried conditioning training. We've tried CBD oil is a thing that people give their dogs here in Portland. The only thing that we don't do is we don't give him, like, actual medical sedatives. Because it's just the one thing that we don't do. I once killed a cactus by failing to water it. I've had a couple of succulents that had a real long dry spell. They didn't die, but they definitely started to, like, get some real dry leaves. My ponytail palm, my adenium, and then to some extent my snake plant are all kind of currently recovering from being underwatered. I was not giving them enough, and, like, the thing with succulents is that you want to water them when they're dry. You do not want to let them sit wet, and I think I took that too far because they do dry out, especially because I have most of them in unglazed terracotta pots. Those dry out, and especially if they're small. Like, you can read a website and it's like, water your thing once a week, and then once every 2 weeks in the winter. But, like, a tiny plant in an unglazed pot is going to dry out in, like, 2 days, whereas a big plant in a plastic pot is going to take all 2 weeks to dry out. It depends on a lot of factors. So I've gone back to doing my rounds and, like, picking up my pots and stabbing them with the moisture meter and seeing what's up with that. So this is my horde character. She's a mage. She's 120 now. She needs to fix her transmog a little bit because I'm wearing that Zandalari set I was talking about. This is my set. This is my favorite. Imagine a Zandalari troll, shadow priest, or a mage, I guess, in that stuff. I love that armor. It's so simple, but the colors are so good. And like you get the feathers and the shapes, the silhouette of it. I love it. So I've been wearing that. I don't know if it's gonna let me into this raid actually. I may have hit my instance cap. Maybe not. I should have hit my instance cap. Maybe I'll get it there, and if it doesn't let me in, then I'll log onto another server and come back. But the gist with this one is she's gonna unlock Zandalari Trolls eventually. I have a lot of questing left to do. I reached 120 after having done most of Zuldazar and then like half of Nazmir. And I haven't really finished the war campaign. I barely touched the war campaign. I haven't really done any of Vol'dun. It was just, it goes pretty fast when you have all the heirlooms on. So she has a lot more questing to do if I'm gonna unlock Zandalari, and I think I'm not in a big hurry for that. Where on earth am I going? I didn't want to come here. I'm trying to go to Blasted Lands. I need to talk to the Honorhold Mage, the Thrallmar Mage, pardon me. I'm a Ravenclaw, you should defect. I don't think that's allowed. I don't think that's a thing. You are full Hufflepuff. Slytherin here. The more you look at Hufflepuff, the more you realize it's actually the best house. I mean, I think that the choices, I can't say these are personal qualities. I can just say they're answers that I give on a test that's asking me what I would do. But the answers that were getting me into Hufflepuff are usually that I value hard work, because I think that's better than talent, because I think that's where talent comes from. Being like innately a prodigy at something will get you to a certain extent, but you can go a lot further if you learn how to work hard and if you learn how to practice, and that's apparently a Hufflepuff thing. I don't know. Okay. I've been riding around that vicious war raptor, which I like that mount, but it does not fly. Definitely does not fly. I feel like you're a secret Slytherin. Gryffindor, really boring. Gryffindor is what all the kids want to be, though. Everyone wants to be a Gryffindor. We planted cat grass in a few planters to give my cat something fun to eat. It sprouted in like 5 days, and I was so excited. You should try growing catnip. Catnip is really easy to grow, too. Especially if your cats like catnip. I grew catnip, and I was heartbroken to find out that my cat is one of those cats that just genetically does not care about catnip. It just doesn't do anything for her. So I gave the plant away to a coworker of my husband's that had cats, so that his cats could get cat high. We do that in Long Beach. I get Hufflepuff every time, too. Don't take it the wrong way, but you do seem like a Hufflepuff. It's fine. I've come to accept that it's not a bad thing. They're just like, I feel like the books are a little unfair to them, especially at first. Like I've been rereading. I'm currently rereading the Harry Potter series, and I'm starting from book 1 and like taking my time with it. And it's a really lovely, just giant hit of nostalgia. And the first thing that you hear about Hufflepuff is Malfoy in Madame Malkin's robe shop being like, if I got Hufflepuff, I'd leave. And I know it's Malfoy, but still. What a first impression. Did you try making a life-size cardboard figure of yourself in Mr. Nutty games and setting those up? Did they change the instance limit? I've entered 12 instances, and I definitely have done it in less than an hour. Although, I don't... What's happened here? Oh, that's right. I can't do it. I have entered too many instances recently. Alright. Never mind. I thought I was in, but I'm not in. I'm just on the other side. Okay, so let's log out of that one. Flip over. Oh, I have leaning over cat back. Flip over to a different server and try a couple there. Yeah, no, we haven't tried cardboard figures. Dog had to go on sedatives for a while. It raised her threshold, where I could find a spot she wouldn't panic, and then counter condition, then fade meds. I bet it's a good plan. He's already 8. I guess it's never too late, but it kind of feels like it's too late. Plus, we've already kind of adjusted our lives around his needs anyways, so it's, you know, we're fine. My cat eats fake plants. I'm very glad my cat doesn't eat any plants, because most house plants that you'd want to keep are toxic to cats and dogs, and if your cat's gonna like eat a bunch of them, then you've got a problem. So ours does not eat any of them, which I'm very glad, because that means I can have more different plants. Can I talk? You can talk. I don't have a Hogwarts house. Mine is more of a yurt. Okay, we're going to... No, he's downstairs. That's right. That's right. Happy I caught a stream. Make leveling super chill. What are you leveling? It's limit. Yeah, it is by server. But those were all on the one server. And it said my instance lockout add-on was telling me that I had entered 12. I'm sure it was only 10. I'm probably just mistaken. Have you seen Sailor J's video on how to be a Hufflepuff? I have not. I actually do not have a driver's license. It is one of the greatest sources of shame in my life. I never learned how to drive. I'm really scared of it now. I've waited too long and I've developed a fear of driving. And I know I really should. For last year, I spent a while studying the manual so I could take the written test. And I learned it, but then I never went and took the written test. I really should. Cat insists on laying not on my shoulder, but in the crook of my elbow. It's a good cuddle spot, but I find that sometimes my arm falls asleep when she does that. I like cats over dogs. I like both. I like both. I like not having to choose. I'm glad that they get along, though. I know some people, their cats and dogs don't get along. Boyfriend and I both got squawked from the same island expedition? Dang. Cat ate my mom's purple passion that was passed down for 4 generations. Oh, no. Cats died due to eating a toxic plant when she was a kitten. Yeah, it can be really dangerous. And some houseplants are more dangerous than others. Some of them are just going to make them a little irritated. Some of them are going to kill them. You just want to be really careful with houseplants and pets. Cat lays in the dirt in the pot. Think of the possible level squish? I talked about this a bit in my Friday video. If you want more cohesive thoughts that are less distracted by a stream, but I don't like it, but I understand it might be necessary. And I'm interested to see how they overcome the issues that it kind of brings with it. But 120 is way too many levels. Way too many. I'm 25 and I can't drive. Wouldn't be able to afford the insurance anyways. I'm kind of in a spot in my life now where my life kind of enables it. Like, my husband and I, we have a car. And he drives. And because I work from home, I very rarely need to go anywhere. So, it's usually fine. And I wouldn't want us to have 2 cars anyways, because that would be just so ridiculously wasteful, considering that I almost never need to go anywhere. So it's kind of fine, but it's still something that I really would prefer. I would feel better. I would feel more like an independent adult. And then if we were out somewhere and something happens to my husband, I can drive him somewhere. You know, that would be nice. Driving in the Portland metro area is almost European quality of public transit. The transit seems to be good around here. I haven't used it just because I haven't figured it out yet. It took me 5 years to figure out transit where I grew up. And then now I have to figure, my biggest thing is I don't know how to pay them. If I could just pay them on my phone and it was easy, there is a phone app, but it's different for different places, and I don't know. I started driving at 16, but at 17 I got into an accident, left me scared to drive unless it's an emergency. Yeah, here and a lot of America, you kind of have to drive to get places. It would be a good thing to know how to do. How are you liking BFA? I like it quite a bit. Having a good time. Leveling super fast as it is. I don't see it being hard. Yeah, I thought the leveling was pretty quick. It's just a lot of levels. I'm not saying it takes too long. I'm saying it's too many. It's a lot of levels to do, and there isn't really a lot of stuff that you unlock as you go. But it did go pretty quickly. I just finished my Nightborn, and overall it was a little bit of playing over 2 weeks, and she was done. I think that's a reasonable rate for a 20 to 120. Okay, so that was no good. Let's port to Pandaria and see if we can find any world bosses up. My cats are outdoor cats. They prefer to eat our grass over plants. Early morning from Singapore. Good morning. I got my driving license 4 years ago and I've only driven once. Now I just don't remember anything. Oh. I don't know. I should. I'm scared. I often have dreams, nightmares, that I'm forced to drive in some kind of an emergency, but I know it's illegal, so I don't want to get caught, and I'm constantly losing control of my vehicle. I'm sure that once I'm actually driving, it'll be better because I'll be able to brake, because usually when I'm having a driving nightmare, the brakes don't work, and I'm just trying desperately to not hit anything, but they're swerving into me. And it doesn't look like that's how it works. And then also, you see people driving that you're sure that you could do it better than them. It's a judgy thing to say, but sometimes you see drivers on the road and they're driving in a certain way and you're like, well, I can do better than that, right? I'm sure. My mom was around 50-ish when she got her driver's license. Partner is 52 from Southern California and never learned to drive, hasn't needed to. If we were more urban, it might make more sense for me to just use transit forever. I don't know. For now, I can get away with this. I should, I know, I've been saying it for years that I should. I hate driving in North Portland. Started driving around 5 in a tractor. Where I live, if you don't drive, you aren't getting to any store. I have driven a tractor. My dad had a, well, not a tractor. My dad had a ride-on lawnmower. And I did learn, like, I got my learner's license in Canada. And I had a few driving lessons. I have driven a little bit. And, I mean, it was fine. It was automatic, mind you. I had, like, the one time I tried to drive manual, we had a truck that was manual, and I tried that. I didn't stall it, but what happened? Maybe it was just a nightmare. Maybe I had a nightmare that I had a problem with it, and I never actually did. It was a long time ago. Also, it looks like this mount is not up. Let's try for Galleon. See, oh, if the ads are up, does that mean it's soon? Galleon's not that far. We can just fly south. We can just point ourselves that way and have some tea. Brakes not working is a super common nightmare. Brakes work, and the emergency brakes exist too. A set level cap could make future content more focused. You can get out of the scariness of driving. First time I got behind the wheel, I started crying. Now I drive daily, go for it. I think I would be fine in like when I imagine it, when I like close my eyes and visualize practicing driving. I'm fine in like quiet residential areas. It's merging onto a highway that terrifies me because you're going so fast and everybody else is going so fast. And if you make a mistake, everybody's dead. And I don't understand how that doesn't, like, I get that it doesn't freak people out because that's not a problem that happens. People merge on the highways perfectly safely all the time. It just looks really scary. That's the part that freaks me out. Big help with PDX Transit is the TriMet trip planner website. Very de-scarifying. Start with a scooter? Oh, man. I think I need 4 wheels. Run 2380-ish for the Barons mount. Ooh, that's a lot. Anxiety driving in highway interstate. Wouldn't want to drive in Portland either. Take public transportation. I would think I would still avoid driving in like downtown city. Like suburbia is one thing and like smaller towns one thing, but like downtown Portland or like downtown Vancouver or downtown Victoria, as in the 3 cities that I've ever been to. I guess I've been to Seattle too. That freaks me out. There's like, even though it's not going that fast, there's just one-way streets everywhere, and there's pedestrians that do not care whether or not they have right-of-way. And I mean, I guess they're a pedestrian, they always have right-of-way, but you know what I mean. They're just, like, crossing everywhere, and there's bikes zooming around, and hopping on and off on sidewalks, and there's just dogs running around, and, like, it's just construction and terrifying. I had nightmares of repeatedly crashing when I was getting my license, and I would have panics behind the wheel, so no driving for me. If you drive, you don't have to drive on highways, but it took some time after I got my license. I feel like around here I probably would. It would feel a little silly to drive, but not on highways. But you start somewhere. You start somewhere. If I ever brave up, you guys will be the first to know. Hey, he's up, look at that. How many mounts do you have in total? 419 total. 419, and then the number that actually counts towards mount collecting meta achievements, like the usable mounts, 370-ish. Has the void swallowed your sofa yet? Sofa's still okay, and it should be to a point where I fixed it, basically, so it's just a light. It's not doing the disco thing now. I've realized the problem is not just the... I said refresh rate in the video. It's not the refresh rate. It's the camera shutter speed that... Hang on. That's not me. There we go. It's the camera shutter speed that does it. And the reason why it was happening again after I had fixed it before is because I changed the color of the lights. And it's like a real cheap light strip. And apparently, changing the color means that I have to also adjust the shutter speed on my camera in order to not get the disco lighting effect. But I figured the void was better than... I figured we were better off with the void than with the flashing because people were complaining about that last time. Once you get used to checking blind spots every few seconds, driving becomes easy. I don't talk to my roommate when he's driving because he gets nervous. So whenever we get in the car, we would just be like silence for 10 to 20 minutes. Does he put on the radio? Or I know some people, especially if they're nervous drivers or new drivers, will have like no music so they can focus on stuff. Which will probably be me. I used to be fearful where it took me 2 years before I could drive on my own. As time went on, I got more used to it. That's the hope. That's the hope. Like a lot of things. A lot of things are scary at first. And then you do them and you realize they're less scary. The thing that makes driving extra scary to me is like, it's one thing to be afraid of making a phone call. But then you realize, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? It's fine. You make the phone call and it's scary, but you do it and you live. And then it's less scary next time. But when you go down the what's the worst thing that can happen rabbit hole with operating a vehicle, you don't want to think about that too much. How go the mat run? Sup, Flabby? We're going. We don't have any mounts yet. So, generally speaking, I'm trying for the Armored Razashi Raptor. Right now, I'm just kind of killing time waiting for my instance lockout to reset on my server, so I am checking for Pandaria world bosses. So we're going to check Shaw of Anger, maybe hang out there for a bit and see if we can get that one. We don't do radio or anything. The key to driving in Seattle is to assume the person in the car next to you is going to do the stupidest thing possible. I'm just glad I'm not in California. From the sounds of it, driving in LA looks like the worst thing possible. And I've, like, obviously I haven't done it, so I'm just assuming, but I heard that the reason people are so bad at using turn signals in LA is because if you indicate that you're trying to merge into somewhere, they actively try to stop you. So that's why you don't turn signal and you just try and like butt your way in anyways. And that just sounds like the worst thing. Although I guess there's always countries, or there's other countries that have traffic that's even scarier than this, so I should probably get over it. Okay, well, it looks like he's not dead anyway, so we can hang out here and see if he wants to spawn. Music helps me focus while driving. Can't drive without radio. Color wavelength, camera shutter speed, scientific experiment. I would be more fascinated by it if I wasn't so frustrated by the fact that I didn't notice it until after I'd finished recording. Like, that was frustrating. You'd think, like, I'm looking at it the whole time. At least I noticed while I was editing. Last time I didn't notice through the entire edit. I don't know what I'm looking at, but apparently it's not the world. Driving in LA isn't actually that bad. Driving in Hollywood is a nightmare, but LA is fine. Do it all the time. Okay. Signaling is just giving information to the enemy. Oh, man. See you later, Noah. Driving test was in Houston rush hour traffic. Survived that. I was good. Hazel, I'm going to LA next week. What should I go and see there? I'm probably the wrong person to ask. I'm not in LA. I've never been, actually. I've been to other parts of California, but I've never been to LA. It depends on how far out of LA you want to go. There, like, the things that I've done around there. There's Disneyland. There's a Harry Potter world. There's a zoo. There's the beach. I guess there's Hollywood. There's, like, Universal Studios. It depends on what you like and what kind of vacation that you want to have. You can't go wrong with the beach, though. I think that a beach day or like a beach afternoon, might be a nice way to enjoy the weather. Driving in Russia is scary. He's driving down one lane road. My exam score turns to me and says you need to signal before merging. Still confused. Oh no. England, there's road rage pretty often, but you just give abuse back, then everyone gets on with their day. Oh man, I wouldn't be able to handle that. Road rage upsets me. I'm obviously not doing it, but just like witnessing road rage in other people upsets me to the core of my being. Especially because you're in the car, so you can't like leave the situation, especially if everybody's stuck in traffic. Not my favorite. Yeah, exactly. None of those things are in LA. I don't know what's in LA. I've never been. Wrong spot for Shaw spawn? Isn't it further north? Is it? Oh, darn it, you're right. Oh, this is one of the old Shaw spots. Good call. Oops. My bad. How's your week been? Week's been good. Week's been good. Nice weekend. Tower pits are weird and cool. I used to complain about Houston traffic and then I drove in LA once. People try and convince me to pull over and fight. Like, no. Oh, man. Not a thing. I would just pretend that I don't know. I've never seen it before. Alright, well, at least I'm in the right spot now, so... Wait, am I in the right spot now? Hang on. Is it over this hill? I think I am. This is the icon. Well, the icon's like up here, but I think this is the spot. It's not dead, so that's a good sign. The spawn rates on these are a lot better lately, so you can usually just hang out for like 10 minutes or so. 10 to 20. Right spot? Yeah. Yeah, so the spawn used to jump around the patches. I don't remember exactly when they changed it, but it's just the one spawn point now. What level do you need to be to solo Shaw? I would say, like... You might be able to do it at 100. Or like 101. I've been doing it at 110, and that's fine. I usually like to pop Lust. It's not a one-shot by any stretch of the imagination, but it's fine. Live music shows in LA. I went to India. It was a scary experience. There's no lines. It's a true free-for-all. I've heard that in some East Asian countries, and again, never been. I don't know. But I've heard that like crossing the road as a pedestrian is something where you just kind of go, and you just have faith that people won't hit you. And you have to really mean it. And that's not great. I like my my crosswalk telling me exactly when it's safe, and then if somebody tries to hit me anyways, at least I know that they're wrong. I don't like any ambiguity about it. Wouldn't really need a solo Shaw and hype up. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'll get it today. Well, I only have a couple more attempts on the Rosashi Raptor, unless you mean the Shaw mount. So we tried Rosashi on this character, didn't I? Did I try it on this one? Yeah, I did. So I can try it on my Thrall Druid. Check for the Sprite Beast? What Sprite Beast? What mount? This mount. This boss drops a Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent. Is that the one? Heavenly Onyx. Yeah, so this is the Shaw of Anger mount. So it's a black version of the Heavenly one. Feel exactly like you in all points on the driving subject. Oh, man. I wish that my life had forced me to learn earlier. I guess I could wish that my life forced me to learn now, but then I could just force myself to learn. It's harder than that. Costs like $3,500. What cost $3,500? Driving? Or the Shaw mount? The Raging Prideling follows my character has been amusing me more than it should. Still don't have Huolon? Yeah, I got the Huolon one. I farmed that. I actually got pretty lucky with that. I farmed it back when it was current, but it didn't take me too crazy long to get it. And then that's the Lord of the Rains mount. But the other three, I never did Glory of the Pandaria Raider. I wonder if, I wonder what it would be like to try and do those achievements. Like Glory of the Pandaria Raider, and then, I betcha I also didn't do the Pandaria Dungeon Master one. Let's see, Dungeons. Pandaria Dungeon. Maybe I did, actually. Look at all these achievements. Uldor, so yeah, Glory of the Pandaria. Well, I actually have a lot of these. There's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 achievements that I still need. I'm sure at least a few of those are going to take some coordination. But we can do that on stream sometime. That would be like a mount. And then... Definitely haven't done the Throne of Thunder stuff. Siege stuff. I must have done the Pandaria dungeon thing, because it's not here. Glory of the Pandaria here. Okay, I did do that, apparently. I don't remember when, but I did do it. Oh, Asmund bought it? Oh, okay. Oh, like on the black market auction house? Thoughts on WoW's music? Are you a fan? I think it's got great music. I was worried when they lost... Who was it? They had a composer. Was it Russell Brower? They had a composer, like, on staff for years and years and years. They composed a lot of WoW's most iconic music. And he either left or retired. And I was concerned for the future of the music, but the BFA stuff has been amazing. I love the Zuldazar music. I've been having a real great time bopping around Zuldazar. Listening to that. So, they've always had awesome music. Let's see. And no luck. Nothing. We can go see if Undasta's up. Hi from Alaska. Hello. Raid mechanics? You can read them. You can read about them in the Dungeon Journal. I get most of my info from there. It's a little safer than getting it secondhand. Used to have driving nightmares while getting my license, but music and having someone in the car helps. Then you get used to it. I just need to convince Gildy to actually help me. Oh, for Thundering Raider. Oh, Black Market Auctionist. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. My Culture End's just 35. I haven't been leveling it because I took a break to level my Nightborn, but now that she's finished, she's 120, I can do my Culture End next. Maybe I'll do that on Friday, because this week is just dungeon week, so I don't care about this event. I can level this week, I think, on the Friday stream. And then after that, it's Pet Battle week, which is good, because I've got a bunch of pets to level. And then Time Walking. Time Walking this week, so that'll be good. Although I don't think I can stream on that particular Tuesday. I think Tuesday the 9th I can't stream. Yeah, Russell, that's the one. Working on the Red Butt Strider. Tea today was English breakfast, and it's almost gone. I'm gonna have to make something else after this. Oh, they closed down the music department. Okay. Yeah, that's a bummer. Obviously, they've still managed to do just fine. Did they just outsource it then? Whoever's doing it is awesome, though. Get it done eventually. Being a raid leader has perks. Maybe you'll make a trial do it to prove their loyalty. Oh, man. You just have them log on at midnight and don't tell them what they're there for and just pretend it's like a hazing ritual. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. Okay. So, one thing that I want to ask for opinions / ideas on that it's probably going to be annoying because I'm going to ask about it now and you're not going to hear about it for like a year. But I need some ideas for the next round of merch. Because I've been putting it off forever. I was going to do a winter collection and then winter's over and that never happened. So we need to move on. And I'm having a hard time figuring out in my head what kind of aesthetic I want and what it should look like. I want oh no, I just missed it. I want a couple of options. And I don't know. I want it to be wearable, right? I want it to be something that you can wear out of the house and not feel like you're wearing something like really niche or really weird. But I also... And I can't use any Blizzard imagery. That's another thing. I cannot use images that are copyrighted to them, which limits things. So I can't put my gnome on there. I can't put any pets on there. That's their IP. I need to create stuff, right? So I don't know. So if you have any ideas, I'm open ears. I may not do them for ages or ever, but I'm listening. All right, let's try another ZG round. The portrait add-on, that is part of my unit frame. So Shadowed Unit Frames puts the portraits there. No way I'm leveling to 120 while they're contemplating a leveling squish. A leveling squish would be like next X-Pack stuff. That's like 2020, right? It's gonna be ages. They still have some of the old composers from previous expansions, but I'll really miss Russell. Hype for Classic? Not personally, but I'm glad it exists. I'm happy for all the Classic fans. They've been waiting a very long time. Where am I going? Orgrimmar. Let's go Orgrimmar. Are you wearing Gunners? No, I am wearing, these are Gamma Rays. These are Gunners. That's another video that I've been just like putting off making for ages, is a gaming glasses rundown. One of these days. Too much purple? Support the slipper idea? For now, I'm sticking to stuff that I can do via Teespring because that works for me. That's the correct level of involvement for me. Socks? Could do socks. I need to check the quality of them. I don't want to sell bad socks. They must be good socks, and good socks are hard, especially like patterned socks. I have these really cute socks that I got as a Christmas gift from my sister. They're adorable. They've got like Rosie the Riveter, but as a cat, and then the caption says persist, and it's just like all over the socks. They're super cute, but because they're patterned socks, they're not like, I don't know, I just wear sports socks now because I'm old and value comfort above everything, apparently. So I wouldn't want to sell like uncomfy socks that you don't want to wear, you know? If they're not going to be comfy, they need to be really cute. Like really cute. Like you want to wear them to the airport so that when you take off your shoes, you can look at the TSA agent and like wiggle your foot and be like, check this out, you know? Thrallmar. Why does he not want to teleport me back? What's happening right now? I just used this. Just take me to the Blasted Lands. Am I confused? I'm level 114. It shouldn't matter. I should be able to do this. Wait a minute. A squirrel dabbing to help your merch connect you to the youth of tomorrow. That is the one thing that the squirrel is not doing in the current merch, is he is definitely not dabbing. What do they mean by leveling squish? By reducing the overall amount of levels. Instead of having 120 as the level cap, having a lower number, and then like redistributing the non-level cap levels somehow. Alright, well I guess I can't do that. So now what? How do I get to ZG when I can't port to the Blasted Lands? And I can't port to Karazhan. There's a Zeppelin, a Stranglethorn Veil. Okay, yeah. Like a gaming glasses rundown, I'd work on a computer all day, want to buy one. Wait, is this the right Zeppelin? It's on my schedule, but the problem is wait, maybe this is the one. I'll make a schedule and I'll be like, I'm gonna make these 3 videos this week and these 3 videos next week, and then I work all week and I come up with like 1 video. I'm like, well, I hope this is it because I'm on it. Iron Eagle. Iron Eagle. Where does the Iron Eagle go? I didn't have time to check. He's busy. Alright, well, I know. Alright, well, I'm going to wherever this one takes me. Zeppelins, I guess? Yeah, I wonder why that port's not there. Hazel bingo cards in the front. 2 birds, 1 stone. That's the one. Did I get it? Yes. That's a... Oh, for a second I thought my clap had disconnected me. It should be back in a second. I can see that my game is gone on my screen. How did I do that? I just clapped. Am I a magician? Hello, game? Hello? Well, that's weird. I might need to reload my game. I'm gonna turn it off and back on again and see if that brings the game back. How did I do that? The Blasted Lands important NPC. I talked to the NPC. I found the right one. He didn't want to send me there. Yeah, the mouse moved. I moved my mouse to... It didn't put the computer to sleep because everything else is still fine. It minimized my game, and even once the game maximized, it didn't recapture the window. So I bet you once I reload the application, it should be just fine. Do this, and then do this. Clap on, clap off. Wizard, clap again. Here we go. Oh, well now I don't want to do it if it's not going to work. I'm cheating. Alright, well close enough. Mountie hunting? We're giving another go to the armored Rizashi Raptor of Zul Gurub. Just made a ritual to get the raptor by clapping. Close enough. Yeah, we're gonna call that good. So, that's actually not a bad point for Horde. Like, obviously you have to wait for a Zeppelin, which is kind of gross, but could be worse. I'm just gonna set her hearth over here, actually. I can set my hearth to Bambala. And then this character can just get back there whenever. The power cord is not on a clapper. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? You're raiding and you just like, you get really excited and you kill the boss, or maybe you don't even kill the boss, you just like do something hard and you're about to kill the boss and you just like slap your desk by accident, and then all of a sudden your power to your entire raid just cuts out and you're like, oops. Gotta be quiet. Is that T-Mog Legion Gladiator? I think so. Well, I'm a bat right now. Hang on, I'll check again. It's, that's... Fierce... No, that's Legion 567. What is it from? Is it older than that? It's, Legion Season 1 and 2. Yeah, it's Gladiator. It's Elite Gladiator. Because regular Gladiator is like the black stuff. Elite Gladiator is Season 1 and 2. That's the stuff. It's nice coloring. Here we go. Face slap power off. Yeah, getting ready to go to bed. Ready to turn everything off. Just slap yourself in the face. Do not recommend this. Not so good. Set your Hearthstone first. Darn it, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm turning around. I'm going back. You have made the correct call. I will forget. That's true. Hazel is reading Twitch stream and not YouTube. I'm not streaming on Twitch. I don't think I'm streaming on Twitch. Is somebody re-streaming me on Twitch? That would be weird. It's so gorgeous. I like that. I don't feel like it feels very druidy, but I don't even care. Like, the colors are so nice that I don't even care. I changed my druid's hair color. She had green hair because she's a druid, and that makes sense to me. Is there an innkeeper here, actually? There must be. I'm probably just not tracking it. Track, townsfolk. Oh, no, I am tracking innkeepers. Is there no innkeeper in Bombala? I'm not seeing one. I might have to go back to Grumgall. Bummer. Making RP tunes? Grandpa Arthur and Granny Smith. Can you get old PvP sets? You can get like old PvP sets. I don't know how you get the Legion ones. Do you just take Marks of Honor to Dalaran and buy them off a vendor? The elite ones might be a no-go. The elite ones might have required you to get the rating within that season. I don't really know. You might this one you might be out of luck on. My druid looks like a Kirin Tor mage. The purple looks awesome. If I had a troll druid, their hair would be green as well. Yeah, she had a green hair and then a green set for a while, but the green hair just really clashed with this armor. So for now, she's a red druid. I don't know. I don't play this character. I made an entirely fresh alt to level from 20 to 120 to be my horde character just because I didn't especially feel like playing this one anymore. Because I just can't stomach running around leveling as a regular troll druid when Zandalari troll druids are a thing. It's just, it feels inferior now. Thought there was an inn there? You'd think there would be, you know? You've got like hut shapes on the map. You've got a flight path. I don't know why there could be an inn. She'd look great in the Fireland set. True, true. Main is a troll rogue. She has that hair but green. I used to use some of the less, like, I feel like this is one of the prettier troll hairs. I used to use like the mohawk and then like the braids that went back, but the braids look especially silly because they're like one of the lower poly hairstyles. I haven't actually really looked through the Zandalari troll hairstyles, but I have a feeling I'm going to like them a lot more. Went into Moonguard during free weekend. Oh, man. All right. Maybe this is the try. Maybe this is the charm. What was I going to tell you guys about? I told you about my pasta making adventure. The other thing is I think maybe I ate too much of my homemade pasta that was like really thick noodles, or maybe I didn't cook them enough, or maybe just because they were like really thick, but they didn't sit super well with me. Like, I didn't have an upset stomach, but I definitely had some stomach cramping that I couldn't tell if it was because of the pasta or just like regular anxiety. Like, sometimes if I'm like really anxious for whatever reason, after a meal, I'll just get like a lot of cramping just because I can't chill out enough. And I couldn't tell if it was the noodles or not. Aprons, potholders, tea cozies. Great merch ideas. Not stuff I can do through Teespring, though. I'm still like a very nervous, tiny baby when it comes to merchandising. Like, I don't know how most things work. Teespring's nice because they're connected through YouTube, so they can have that shelf like under my YouTube videos. And because I don't have to manufacture anything, I can just upload my designs. I can order samples so that I can make sure that I like whichever version of the thing I'm choosing to have it printed on. And then that's the end of it. It works really, it's very smooth. Pregnant? Me? No. That's my other recurring nightmare. It's driving a car and the brakes don't work. Sorry, I would say my most popular recurring nightmare is somebody putting fish that don't belong in my tank. Like, people give me fish that will eat my other fish and just put them in my tank without telling me. So that's number one, is having fish that I can't take care of. Number two is number two is pregnancy nightmares. Number three is the driving thing. Pregnancy nightmares get me. I don't really want to be a mom. I admire other moms. I would happily be a fun aunt, but I don't need children myself, and the thought of bearing one terrifies me, so I have that nightmare sometimes. Where am I going? We're done with that. We can try, I think enough time has passed that we could try my other character. Hordes are people too, you know? Driving a car while pregnant while somebody puts fish that don't belong in my tank. The ultimate nightmare. Gamer gloves. Gamer gloves. What are gamer gloves? Do I need gamer gloves? My hands do get cold. I suffer bad stomach cramps, mainly coffee, so I can't drink coffee anymore. Ooh, that does suck. I used to have a nightmare about my guinea pig giving birth. I think if you spend enough time worrying about your pets, pet nightmares are pretty common. It's usually like either the fish doesn't belong in my tank, or like it's too small for my tank, or like maybe somebody stole the fish and it's fish nightmares. Okay. We're trying. Did I do my warrior? I thought I did. I don't know how I was able to do my warrior. I must have skipped one of them. I don't know which characters have done this. I think I disabled. Did I disable alcoholic? I disabled something else. The heat packets like they have in Overwatch League. Yeah. That's what tea is for. You have a hot cup of tea, you can just do the teacup. 6 months pregnant, don't recommend. You're doing it, though. You're doing it. I'm very excited for other people that are pregnant. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate kids. I'm very excited for other people that are pregnant. Especially, like, when they've been trying for a long time, they're just, like, really excited about their family. That's just the cutest thing in the whole world. My WoW color in Void form, so it's just like a purple blob. Shadow Priests often look like purple blobs on my screen. Are you sure your WoW character's a no-go? I've seen people sell shirts with Destiny characters before. WoW's been, like, if they don't notice, I can get away with it, but I'm legally not in the clear, and they can ask me to take the merch down, and I have to do it. WoW had got pinged for, like, they didn't get fined or anything, I don't think, but they definitely, they used to have merch that had, like, Pepe on it and stuff, and they can't sell that anymore for that reason. Almost didn't get hit by the boulders. Oh, man. Got that mount on the first try. Didn't want the raptor, want the tiger. I'll take the raptor. I know it doesn't work that way, but I would take it. Why is this in my recommendations? I don't know. Maybe you need some mount runs in your morning. Maybe YouTube just really thinks that you would love to listen to, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about plants for a bit. Oh, and fish. Yeah. How is your Shattered Uniframes working? Mine says it's out of date and disables it. I don't know. It's just been working. I didn't really worry about it. Is it out of date? I have load out of date add-ons. So if I uncheck that, looks like a lot of this stuff actually needs to be updated. I guess I'm just loading it anyways. See, for me, it looks like Shattered Unit Frames works, and it also says move for some reason, but the options aren't enabled. I don't know. I don't worry about it. Seems to work just fine. Human brains are weird. Dreams are also super weird. I used to put more stock into what I was dreaming about until I noticed that I just dream about whatever I've been paying a lot of attention to. So like when an expansion just come out and I've been playing a ton of WoW, I have WoW dreams. If I've been super obsessed with my fish lately, I have fish dreams. If I've been like real into plants, I have plant dreams. Draw your character in chibi form. I also want it to be something that's a little like the 100K merch was really cute and had like me basically done as like a, not an anime character, but like as a drawing, like my 100K merch. We had this design, which is not available anymore, and that was fine because that's like, it's not Blizzard IP. You've got like my fish and my cat, my teacup, and then me with pink hair, but it's also like really cute, which doesn't necessarily like statistically speaking, 80% of you are male. And that doesn't mean that you don't want to wear something cute in your shirt when you go out doing your groceries. But statistically speaking, you might want something, as one person once said, a little more blokey. So I want to go for something that's a little bit androgynous. Because I like androgynous stuff too, actually. I've been wearing a lot of, I feel like that fits my, my fashion lately is just men's cut shirts. Because they're comfy with fairly neutral designs on them. So I feel like I could get away with doing something like that. Anime Hazel. What chair are you using? This is a human scale freedom chair. My wardrobe helper won't work at all because it says it's out of date. Oh, that sucks. Mine works just fine. Not on this character. I don't have it enabled in this one for some reason, but... Oh, no, here it is. It's in my mini map bag button. Wardrobe helper. How long did your fish swim sideways? Wondering if I should put him back with his friends. The others seem unaffected. I've treated it with medicine. Usually... It happened to one Kori, one Minnow. And they had like 2 days. They had about 2 days. The minnow, I think, lasted closer to a week. I definitely, yeah. It's a hard call to make, because if he does have something contagious, you don't want to put him back, but it's hard to tell, especially with tiny fish. Sometimes they're sensitive, and sometimes you'll just never know what happened, and you just have to not worry about it too much. Why am I Nasgar? What's happening? Okay. So I think, was that all my mount runs? I think I did them all. It's like 10:30, so that's about the time for me to be done with my mount runs. I think we did them all. Are you saying this isn't a good stream to pick up chicks? I mean, if you're looking, I mean, I don't think streams are a good place to pick anybody up. Do people like meet in stream chats? Is that a thing? Where's the island mount? You want to see? You want to see? 80% of me is male. Making assumptions just because of gender. I mean, everybody should wear whatever they feel comfortable in. I just want to make something that as many people as possible feel comfortable in, if that makes sense. 80%? Yeah, and I know it's surprising because vocally, like in, specifically in stream chat and in like Patreon and members, women are really strongly represented, but like numbers wise, I can check as far as like YouTube channel views. We have? I love demographics and statistics. They're just always really interesting. I love it when like other people talk about like their age ranges and stuff. I think I can show this. I don't see why not. Let me see. Side monitor. Let me add a window here. Window capture. Not window, display. Left monitor. And then we can scooch it down a little bit so that we can still see everything else going on here. So this is demographics. So we go gender, which is just what YouTube thinks. So we're 78 male, 22% female. And then for age, you guys are mostly 25 to 34. Second biggest group is 18 to 24, followed closely by 35 to 44. Almost none of you are under 17. And there's actually, let's see, 7. More of you are 55 to 64 than 17 and under. I love that. I think that's great. Not that I have any problem with young people. Everybody's welcome here. But we, and then about 1% of you are 65 and older. I'm certainly not 25. People lie about their gender and their age, but I also don't think that self-reported gender and age are how Google gets these statistics. I think that they have other ways of knowing age and gender. I'm an outlier. I'm 15. How many over 70? About 1% are 65 and older. And then geography-wise, most of you are from... So 40% are United States, followed by UK, Canada, and the biggest non-North American country... Oh, sorry, not North American. The biggest non-North American country is UK, actually. That's jumped up a lot. That used to be like 8th or 9th. Bunch of you guys from UK? What's up? And then Canada, Germany, Sweden, Australia. So usually like Sweden, Denmark, Netherlands are always up here. And then it falls off from there. But yeah, about 80, 20. 27, almost 38. 15, 23, UK hype. Super interesting, isn't it? I love stuff like that. It doesn't really affect my decisions at all because it's such an odd... I don't know if it's an odd demographic, but let me see. Let me turn that off. It's... Like, I can't imagine sitting down to make a video and being like, what would the 35 through 44 crowd want, right? Like, that's... I mean, apparently they want WoW videos. So, I don't worry about it too much, but it's just interesting to look at. What percentage of viewers hate soup? I would need to do some polling for that. In any case, thank you guys very much for watching. I'm going to make some new tea and end my stream and get back to work on a video that I'd like to have done. I don't think very many people need this one, but what I'm basically doing is a run through of all of the pet vendors and then which quests you need to unlock the hidden stuff on them, because with a lot of vendors, like if you do a quest in the zone, there's another pet that appears in the vendor, so I'm trying to like make a comprehensive rundown of that. Is what I'm working on right now. It'll be done when it's done, but hopefully somebody needs it. Mrs. One and Only 719, thanks for the super chat. I love soup, fight me. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.